In this demo, we'll be looking at Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales Copilot. It's still in preview in certain regions. What I will be demonstrating today is how to set up and activate Copilot in your D365 instance, and then how to query those insights from the sales database. As you know, D365 has leads, opportunity scoring, accounts, contacts for sellers to best perform their job. And Copilot is built-in feature with a premium charge, which provides you the right insights for the sellers to work very effectively. The instance is on preview, so some of the results probably may not be correct, but it does give a cutting edge in terms of integrating AI-powered Copilot onto Dynamics 365 sales. I'll head over to the instance, and this is my D365 instance out here. And what you see here is list of opportunities, my open opportunities, and leads here, and pipelines and stuff like that. We will not be looking into D365 sales, but what we will be looking at today is on the right side is the Copilot. Before we get into the Copilot demo and ask some questions and see how it works, it is very important to know once you create a sales instance, in this case, I have a trial instance, how you have to enable those Copilot settings for the Copilot to work. Plus, this is still in preview, so please be aware that some of the results that you might get may not be relevant, or it won't even fetch results. So once you are in D365 tenant, and you would have this database which is offered by Microsoft, and it comes by default, and you have an option to remove this database, but we do need data for this demo, so I'm keeping it there. I'll quickly navigate through the sales accelerator and some of the leads that's available in my instance, and it will give you all the details about that particular leads. I wouldn't really navigate into all of D365 sales, which is not the purpose of this demo. Now, for setting up Copilot and activating it, there are a few places where you need to enable that. If you come to the bottom left-hand corner, you see here there are various settings here. There is personal settings and app settings is what we need to be getting into. And once you get in there, if you see here, there would be Copilot settings listed in the sales setting. In some cases, you would see that under here, under sales administration as well. In our case, we have it in here. And if you click on Copilot, it would list the settings pages. And it is important that you enable this. For example, the chat ones. And if you want email, you can enable that as well and make sure this is ticked in green. Or if you wanted to go to the Sales Copilot settings, click on the Sales Copilot settings, and here you would have the option to enable the Copilot in Sales Hub and for the other apps with this within D365 instance. For example, I've enabled it for all the D365 apps, and Microsoft has introduced Copilot not only in D365 sales, but it is also available in customer service, field service, PSA or project server automation, and also in supply chain, finance, and operations as well. So you can tap into the benefit of Copilot across all the Dynamics 365 suites. So if you want to enable that, you just need to drop down and then click on, or you can just enable for all the apps here in one go. So this is the first step. And if you don't get this option here in your D365 instance, which means you're in a wrong tenant, which doesn't have the Copilot feature preview enabled or available. So that's something that you need to look out for. In some cases, people are confused that they don't see the Copilot. So make sure that you have this Copilot settings in your D365 instance. If it's not there, it's probably the preview is not available in that instance. So that's one place where you start with. The other place is you come to system settings here, and I'll tell you how to get there. So you come here and click on advanced settings, and that will take you to that particular page where you will have the admin page, and click on settings, click on admin, and click on system settings. I'll just make this a little bit bigger and make sure you have enabled this preview here so that you have the latest previews that's enabled. Just like how you would do with Power Apps in the settings, you enable the preview features and stuff like that, right? So that's another place to look out for. And the other place to look out for is, of course, if you go into Power Platform Admin Center, you would have this enabled Copilot anyways. Again, as you can see here, it's under the environment, it's under the sales trial and the feature, because Copilot is available in every other Power Platform offerings as well. Plus, there is something else that you can also take a look at in terms of giving that user the right permission. Since I'm the administrator of this instance, I did not pay a lot of attention to that. But if you believe that, you would want, if you have multiple people in your org with multiple licenses, and if some people say they are not able to access, so you would want to come to the users, select the users, and make sure that you give them the right Copilot roles assigned to them, and that is very important. If you click on manage roles, as you can see here, there will be a lot of roles listed, and make sure that you have enabled them with the right Copilot role, which gives them the access to use it. As you can see here, these are the roles that I would enable. I wouldn't do that for user, for an administrator, but for demo purpose, I would enable that. So let's quickly go into the Copilot itself, and that's the purpose. So I will quickly change here from app settings to sales, and it will bring back the Dynamics 365 sales dashboard or UI, if you will. And if you want to have a new look experience, you can just enable this toggle. So I'm in the sales dashboard, and you could start querying automatically. And as you can see, Microsoft has provided these three items here, which kind of helps you not to type in a lot of details. Just by pressing these, you could quickly get some detail. For example, I'm just clicking on that, and then it goes and brings in all the details about my opportunities. This is like automating the prompt so that the user doesn't have to worry about the right prompt to give. For example, I want to know what is Ivan's lead looks like, or some of the accounts revenue and stuff like that. It's all automatically built in there. And as you can see, it takes you to the place, and if you click on show all, it would list all of that open opportunities out here. And of course, you can play around with the Dynamics 365 features, and I don't want to go deep into it. It's a great enterprise suite sales engine with tons and tons of feature, but we'll stick to the right hand corner, which is Copilot, right? So the moment this one comes in, and the system would start picking those details of, the opportunities. In this case, it takes the first one here. And if I click on the second one, before I do that, this is the car sales code, which was just created. And you see here, that's the item that's listed here. And if I click on this, what would happen is Copilot would automatically try to, go and query that details. And if I click on, show what has changed, it'll go and look for that opportunity info and fetch you the right result. And of course, you could start querying those using the right prompt as well. And you see here, it I'm in this particular opportunity, and gives all the details here. So I don't need to click this, open that, and then look into many forms that's within this particular opportunity, which is pretty time consuming. I can have a quick look out here as well. And it also gives you a lot of other details, like a prompt, automatic prompt for you to just click on, and then the system would work on it. I thought this is pretty cool, where the user doesn't have to really type a whole lot of things. As you can see, this is coming from the Bing integration, where it shows some details about the account. And if you want to click on this, it'll bring Bing, and it'll show you the result of that particular account. And then it keeps asking some relevant questions for you to choose from. Files, I do not have a SharePoint configured, but if you have a SharePoint document against an opportunity, it would go ahead and call that from the SharePoint document as well. This is kind of cool and neat. As you can see here, I'm now into an opportunity summary, and this gives me a whole lot of details. And you would have all these audit histories and activities here, right? And then Copilot automatically knows that where you are, and it gives all the insights right here, and it takes you to the right place. In this case, I do not have the SharePoint or the document attached to this particular opportunity. Otherwise, you would see a document library menu here, and it would directly take you there. Now, the other key point is, as you can see here, this icon here, it is for the user to have the right set of prompt, and the more you use, it gets added there as well. And it's called prompt guide. So you can click on this, and it will summarize all of those best prompts that's used in the past. I'm not sure what's the roadmap for how much of this would be displayed here, or is there an opportunity to customize it? But I thought this is cool because you don't want to have user keep querying, multiple times until they get the right answer. And then it also has, prepare my appointment and the emails that I need to follow up. Some of the very basic mundane sales engineers task, which is also available within the Copilot. So as you can see here, this is not giving the right results, and that's the reason why I wanted to show this demo. But most of the features in preview are really working good. And the other problem with this particular Copilot preview is I'm not in an enterprise edition or a professional edition of D365 Sales, and I'm in the trial version, as you can see here. So that probably could be a reason as well. But the goal here is to show the latest D365 Copilots for dynamic sales. And I believe this is pretty cool. Imagine you have thousands of opportunities in an enterprise company managing $1 billion of business. You don't want your sales engineer or your territory engineer who's managing the opportunities to kind of get struggling in terms of getting the right data at the right time. As you can see by all these prompts, the Copilot automatically goes and gets you all the relevant data. And I'm not typing anything yet. I hardly typed in this entire demo so far, and I want to keep it that way because it's very effective, and it's a cutting edge in terms of not only just giving Q&A or like a chatbot, but it gets you the right insights pretty quickly in terms of, you don't have to type a prompt. And the prompt guide is probably one of the greatest stuff here in terms of shortening your time and you know the errors that you make in searching for information. I thought that was cool, and you can of course copy this to an email if you have Outlook integrated, and it is available here where you could send an email, copy that, and as you can see, I did not type any of these things. And if you have the right account, you can just select the account, and you could quickly mail the customer, for example, any one of them. It's all coming from the system in the contact field, right? From the accounts, from here and here. And that goes into Dynamics demo, so which I don't want to. But as you can see, Copilot AI has already summarized all of these things, and it just takes in there. Now let's quickly switch back to leads and see, I'll say, discard changes. Coming to the leads. And the moment I hit the lead screen and it goes to the top ones here, the system would start to automatically, at the back end, look for details around this particular lead. So you really don't have to do quite a lot of stuff here. As long as you have the right prompt, and if you wanted to ask the right question, it would start giving you the answers that is relevant. For example, if you wanted to get the latest news for this account, the lead, you just need to pick that prompt, and then the prompt would keep working. And let's see what the output comes out for this particular prompt. As you can see, it's summarizing all the latest news for that particular account. We might as well try all of these 3 to 4 prompts that's available. We'll summarize this lead, and and then we will see another example of how those data in terms of leads is summarized. As you can see here, it kind of asks you which lead you want to summarize, right? So now if I pick the first one, for example, click on summarize, the system would go ahead and summarize. And this is just by click of few buttons and not even typing anything at all here. And it gives me all the details about that particular lead, which is not here on this list. So which means it's going into the database, which is going into this leads and opportunity pool, and brings those details for me pretty quickly and instantaneously. Now, if I still wanted to double check what's in there, it also gives a reference where you could hit on this item, and it directly takes me to that lead. and gives me all the details about that lead. I thought with this Copilot for D365, anything for that matter, sales, customer service, supply chain, finance, and operations, I think Microsoft has changed the game in terms of competing with Salesforce, Oracle, and SAP, especially in offering world-class CRM and ERP product. And of course, the features are endless, but I thought I would keep it sleek. I hope this demo was useful. Thank you.